Hello. In this video, I will continue with the steps to set up the prototype. Step 5 is about the process to install the Palletizer frontend, which is the Palletizer engine and the user interface server. This is pre-installed in the IPC. So when you buy the Festo Palletizer package, you'll get the IPC with the software already installed. And finally, I'm on step 6, where I set the parameters of the application. In order to access the visualization, I need the IPC with the Palletizer frontend installed and the IP address of the IPC. I am going to write the IP address of the IPC in my web browser. And now I'm connected to the IPC. And this is how the visualization of the FPaKit looks like. This is the Palletizer, or the main screen, where I see 4 other sections at the top. 4 of these correspond to the white boxes shown here in the middle of the screen. On the right, if I click here, I see some buttons to enable and disable the system, to home the drives, and to jog each axis. Diagnostic information of the system can be found by clicking on the Diagnosis tab. And by clicking on Interface, I can see the status bits and the digital inputs and outputs of the PLC. I'm back on the main screen, and now I will go to System to configure the gantry and the pallet. In this area, I have to define the origin of the gantry according to my perspective. I have 4 options, and I select the right near button. And then I click on Save. Now I'll go to Gripper, select the box gripper, and click Save. On the pallet section, I can define my own pallet, which looks like this. If I click on the plus button, I see this screen, where I can name the pallet and write its dimensions. I click on Create, and now I select it. Here I can define the pallet orientation, if it is positioned along the X or the Y axis. In my case, it's along the X axis. I click on the button Save Pallet. By clicking on the Switch Corner button, I can define the origin corner of the pallet. If I click on Save Origin, I get this message to confirm that the gripper is at the corner. This is not yet the case. I will move now the gripper to the origin, which is the corner of the pallet. So I'll enable the system and move the X-axis in the positive direction. Now a little bit in the negative direction. The Y-axis is in the right position. And now I move the Z-axis in the positive direction until I touch the corner of the pallet. Okay, now I click on Save Origin to save the coordinates. I confirm that the gripper is at the corner with a yes. Now I'm done. And I go back to the main screen. Now I'll go to the section Procedure to configure the box that I want to palletize. I click on the New button and write the name of my procedure. I select the gripper and the pallet that I'm using. I click on the Create button, and here is where I can define the dimensions of the boxes that I will use. I will use this candy as my box. I'll write the dimensions and click on Save. Now I'll click on Pick Position. Here I need to define the alignment of my box at the pick position, if it is along the X or the Y axis. In my case, it is along the Y axis. Now I need to move the gripper to the center of the pick position. I enable the drives and move the x-axis in the negative direction. Now the z-axis in the positive direction until the gripper touches the box. And I click the Take Position button to save the position. Now I go to the Layers section. I click this button to zoom in the palette, and I click on the Generate button in order to define the gap between the palette border and the boxes. The system will automatically arrange the boxes. I'll click again on the Generate button and select the Condense mode. Now the boxes are closer together. I click on the Even Layer pattern, where I can define how the even layers should be arranged, if they should be equal or not to the odd layer. I'll select Mirrored in Y. I click on Save and go to Stack. Here's where I can define the number of layers. I'm going to say 3, click on Save, and now I'm done. The last thing to do is to run my procedure. For this, I will enable the drives and click on Operation. Then I select my procedure. I click on Continuous. And before I click on Start, I put the first box or candy on the pick position. Click on Start and then Yes, the gantry takes the first box and place it on the pallet. I'm going to fast forward the video. The last box is taken and placed correctly, and the palletizing program is done. I hope I could show that the FPaKit is an easy to use and a simple solution where programming is not required. I hope you understood the basics and could use this video as a reference if you want to try it yourself. Thanks for watching and goodbye.